What's your financial goal?
You want more money? Turn what you know into dough. Start hanging out with the people who have it. You create wealth on your own terms. It is not only your rights, but your duty to build wealth.
You are fiscally fabulous.
And it's time to enjoy your legacy.
You're listening to Fiscally Fabulous with Dr. Teresa R. Martin, Esquire, a podcast that aims to provide you with the tools, guidance, and encouragement you need to build your wealth, enjoy your wealth, and leave a lasting legacy. Dr. Martin is an accomplished attorney, speaker, business consultant, and real estate strategist, an all-around self-made success who provides highly sought-after expert consulting in the creation, growth, and maintenance of generational wealth.
Hello, this is Dr. T, your favorite legal and business real estate strategist, and I am here today with another edition of the GW5 Meet the Speakers edition, where I speak to each of our speakers and their related conference topics as a preview of what you as the attendee will learn from them at the conference. This is so exciting. Today, we have James Thompson with us today, and his topic is really awesome because he talks about creating your brand map for business growth. And a lot of people don't know what brand mapping is, and that's why I figured it was really, really important for us to now add that to the implementation process as well at GW5. So James, welcome to the call.
Good afternoon. On
I'm
this
so excited
wonderful
because
New York afternoon.
absolutely. And one of the things is, that I tell people now is like, okay, are we in a heat wave? I'm like, huh?
I know.
That's why I gotta wrap the head up because everything is bad hair day, bad hair day, bad hair day.
Yes. You still got to be focused on these businesses.
Exactly. That's the whole thing about entrepreneurship, right? The whole thing
Yes,
about
you don't get to
entrepreneurship.
stop because of the heat.
That's right.
Keep pushing
That's
forward.
right. That's right. So we're gonna just jump in because we're not gonna keep you long. But one of the things I did want you to stop in to talk to the audience about is, we know because we speak all the time about a strong brand and why the brand is pivotal for growth. But what we don't really get to talk to with our audiences, especially through RIA NYC and Enjoy Your Legacy, is how does a brand map help guide them towards their strategic decisions? How does it impact their messaging? And how does it help them accelerate their business growth? Can you share that with the audience?
Yes. Let me sit up for this. Powerful. So brand mapping, or brand architect mapping, as we know it, is very beneficial, and all entrepreneurs and business owners should have it. Simply because it helps you organize, especially if you have 100,000 different businesses. It helps you organize all your businesses and see what each brand is doing. Sometimes we get in that creating mode and we start brand after brand, not really understanding it's very expensive, number one, for marketing all these different brands. And we need to put that on paper to see what each brand is doing, because sometimes we confuse, which we call it brand confusion. We get our voice confused between brands.
Right.
Once we strategically map out what each brand is doing, now we take a look at what is working. Okay, so we may have 5 different brands. Do we need all 5 of these brands? Do we need to consolidate down to one brand, maybe? Set goals in that brand, get that brand to performing, have a clear voice, see what competitors are doing, and then we have a solid brand that's performing before we go to these additional brands. I think a lot of times as business owners and entrepreneurs, we get caught up in wanting to provide all the services or all the products that we have, till we don't zoom in or zone or focus on one brand. And that's the reason we should have the brand map, a few. Outside of organization, it gives us a professional look. A lot of times real estate investors feel that may not be for me. However, a lot of times we're searching for funding. So we may not want to tell who our organization, who's on our board or who's a part of our
Inner
company.
circle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we use that brand map. So that brand map makes sure your strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do nodes, I do leans, or I do buy whole, and show what activities you do versus giving out all the personal things. That helps a lot, especially if we go to banks, because they can see totally what your brand is doing when it comes to investing. Also, in brand mapping, we can kind of tap into those opportunities that we never thought was opportunities simply by focusing in on what competitors are doing. What do your competitors do that you're not doing? Now that you have everything laid out, all your activities, all your services, what can you do that your competitors are not doing? And you can see that in your brand map simply through research. Of course, you have to do the research on what competitors are doing, compare what you are doing. So if you're doing the same thing, now what can you do that your competitors is not doing? And that's that untapped opportunity. Or you may see an opportunity where you have two brands that you can combine and make a powerhouse. You would never see that if you were never brand mapping. And I would say normally with me, I review my brand maps a few times a year, because strategy is always changing. And I like for my voice to be clear. With me, most people know me as that techie individual. But outside of tech, there's other things that I do. And sometimes as techie individuals, we get caught up in what we do. And as you know, I can take anything but like, oh yeah, that's the idea. We doing AI now. Let me do an AI business. But I may not be able to do an AI business under, let's say, my coaching business. That needs to be a business on its own. So it helps you that way to strategically plan. And it also, with me, I color code mine red and green. So if I got too many reds, I know, okay, that's not working for me. So this brand, I might need to let go before the government thinks it's a hobby and focus on this one that got all the greens on it, right? Because that's what I do.
Right.
And then at the end of the year, I can kind of compare the activities to what my CPA is saying, the books are saying. So if I'm doing speaking, coaching under this brand, so speaking and coaching should have a profit when I come to the end of the year, right? If not, I code it red. So maybe coaching ain't working for me. I need to go do something else. So it helps you in that way as well if you use it. So at the conference, that's kind of what we're going to be doing, getting the individuals started. Brand mapping can be very advanced. We're not trying to do the advanced now. Some of us can do it advanced. I do a little advanced things, but we need to know the basics, and then we grow from the basics.
Are you a woman in business or real estate? Looking to make the most of your income and create generational wealth? Then the GW5 Implementation Conference is for you. On November 10th through 12th, 2023, at the Westchester Marriott in Tarrytown, New York, we'll be hosting a must-attend experience for women looking to create and maintain generational wealth. You'll get to interact with certified business professionals who'll teach you how to protect your assets, reduce your taxes, and increase your wealth. Just register today at gw5conference.com. It's not just a conference, it's a movement.
And what are the basics, James? Like tell them, the ones who are attending GW5 and they're going to be in the brand map session, because this is 100% implementation, right?
Right.
Everybody got to come with their laptops. Everybody got to come with all their information, because they're walking out from the conference with
Brand
things that they are working at the conference and beyond. So tell them what things they need to do to get ready for your session in particular.
So number one, we're going to need number one, we're going to come with an open mind, a mind to revamp if we need to. Outside of that, your messaging. What is your messaging? Know your target audience. Who's your target? Who are you talking to? Then we need to know your products and your services. Outside of that, we need to know what activities are you doing. So what do you do for marketing? Are you doing social media marketing? Are you doing direct mailers? Are you doing webinars, seminars? We need to know those things in order to build out your brand map. Also, we need you to do some research, especially if you want to see how your brand compares to what your competitors are doing. We need you to have already researched what your competitors are doing and be able to say, well, I'm doing webinars. Maybe I need to go to master classes, in-person master classes, because everybody, all my competitors are doing them online. So those things we need to know in order to get your brand map as effective as possible.
And one of the things that you just mentioned is like knowing the competitors, right? So at the conference, one of the things that you're going to hear, from the speakers, like, if you've been listening and tuning in, messaging, right? We talked to, Dr. Stephanie. Dr. Stephanie is actually talking about, come with your message, but she's going to now help you leave the conference and you'll be working on your messaging while you're there to turn it into a conversion message, right? Because it's one thing to have a message, but if it's not converting, right? So what James is now focused on, James is focused on making sure you know what that map looks like. If you have multiple brands, by doing a brand map and having every brand in its separate column, laying out every product and service and how you're going to deliver each product and service per brand, that's going to allow you to be able to be focused, allow you to streamline and know what to throw the dollars at. Because like James mentioned, his red versus his green, right? If you have a lot of reds, stop. Maybe you need to take that off. Maybe you need to pause and focus on those things that's green because those things are making money. So those are some of the things that you're going to be learning at GW5 conference. So James, before we end, is there any last minute tips, tricks that you need to tell them that you are going to now give them and why they should be attending GW5?
So the reason you should be attending GW5 is because I'm going to be there. And you get great technology tips. But no, we're going to have a great time. We're going to be hands-on. Dr. Martin is very hands-on. She is going full force with making sure you have everything you need. Well, let's reverse that. What you're coming seeking, you're leaving with everything that you need. So if you're coming seeking nothing, you may leave with nothing. But as long as you're coming seeking, we have everything that you need. The coaches, we're on tap with it, with the brand map. Make sure you bring your identity, your brand identity. So if you have colors, I do color code the brand maps. It's in hopes that once you leave my session, you are clear on your message, who you're talking to, marketing. Because one of the things we can do as well after we do the brand map is then we have to focus on your marketing. So it's probably going to be a session that now that you got your brand map, a lot of us focus on what your marketing should be. That's your automation and how you speak to people through automation until they are ready for you. So definitely come. We're looking to have a great time, very hands-on. Remember, bring your messaging, your target, your products and services, what activities you're doing. And I mean by activities, any activity you're doing, bring it, because we can sequence it and combine it to make it profitable. Or brands that you feel that you have. Don't be ashamed that you have 1,500. I started out with 7. We can combine them and make them profitable. So you may feel, well, this brand is unprofitable, but we may say we can take bits and pieces of this brand and it works under this brand. Now you have a profitable brand that you just now combined and made a powerhouse. Because as you get in depth with it, you understand that you have your major brand and then you have your sub brands. And your sub brands, if you build that strong foundation for your powerhouse as your main brand, then that brand brings the other brands online, and now you have a whole system where maybe I shouldn't say that, where this brand is tapping this brand with a little something, something. This brand is investing in that brand with a little something, something. See,
Right.
I talked to your CPA about that because that's a strategy. But if you don't have your brands aligned and you don't understand what they are doing, you never will understand how to circulate funds through your brand.
And
And
this
that's
is
my
why
advice.
it's important, right? Right,
Yes,
David? This is important,
it
but
is.
but wait. But we didn't tell them about the mantuary for the men. Talk
What?
briefly
Oh,
about the
yeah.
mantuary for the
So men, you just let me down all the time. But I got something for you as well. So we're gonna be in the mantuary doing it up for the men. We're looking at how we're taking our business to the next level. And you know me, I'm techie. So we're coming in strong techie because we're gonna come out of there duplicated, and the women ain't gonna know what happened. They're gonna be like, oh, we only thought it was 50 men here. Oh, where did 200 men come from? We can do that if we want to in the mantuary. So definitely make sure you are there. I will be there. Anyone knows me, I like to have crazy fun, and we're gonna make some money.
that's right. Fun and money.
Like
Match it
to
up.
bring
Match it
your
up.
husbands. They're gonna come back home to you. They might help you out in your business as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, James. As
No,
always, you guys see James and I mean, we talk all the time
I know.
because he is just like, he keeps my systems intact, my processes intact, my brands intact. All that jazz is what James helps me with. So if I can use somebody like a James Thompson, I know that everybody out there can use somebody like a James Thompson. So that's our end for now. I just want everyone, if you have not yet registered for GW5, please go to GW5conference.com. The hotel discounts end in October. So we want to make sure that everybody get their ticket. Everybody gets their gala affair attire because we are going to be turning up on that Saturday. We're going to have a ball with paparazzi style, purple carpet, and the whole fanfare. So it's going to be amazing. So I really want everyone within the sound of my voice to make sure you are at GW5 Conference November 9th through the 12th. 9th is the bonus day for all you VIPs, but we leave on the 12th, or if you want to stay over, on the 13th, because we also have a little bonus for the people who are staying over as well. So without further ado, this has been Dr. T. This is your favorite legal, business, and real estate strategist. I am signing off, making sure I see all of you at GW5, GW5.com. Bye for now.
This has been Fiscally Fabulous with Dr. Teresa R. Martin, Esquire. If you would like to learn more on how you can build generational wealth and leave a lasting legacy, go to www.enjoyyourlegacy.com and be sure to subscribe. Thank you for listening. Until next time.